Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Fruitful Friday. This is Michelle with Southern Inspirations. And as promised, I'm here with Judy Best. Welcome, Judy.
Thank you
You're
for inviting me, Michelle. I'm so
course.
glad to be here. I love coming to your home. It's so warm.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy having you. I'm just so glad that it worked out for you to be here again.
Thank you.
You all know that we are on the topic of leveling up. Judy and I were just chatting before we hit the button to go live, talking about different groups that both of us participate in, commit to, and have been exposed to when it comes to professional and personal development. I'll share with Judy, I recently joined a mindset group with a group of ladies, and we, as you know, will read several books and share thoughts. And so we are all in that space as human beings, and especially as women. We want to be better. We want to grow. We want to learn things, new things, and to expand our life experiences, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you all know that I put out a quote of Judy's. I think that was yesterday or the day before. This has just been kind of a little week for me to indeed level up, right?
It's been a busy week.
Yeah.
But it's good.
But I asked Judy, you know, as an entrepreneur, why is it so important to level up in today's business environment? So would you just share that again?
Well, and what I told Michelle earlier this week when she asked me that question was, if you're not growing, you're dying. That's all there is to it. Mm-hmm. So if your business is not growing month after month, year after year, then if the economy has a downturn or just a correction, and it impacts your volume of your business at that point, you might be out of business. So what we want to continually do is strive to improve our businesses, reduce our costs, increase our revenues, so that year after year, when something bad happens, we have something to fall back on and we're not out of business.
Exactly. And so we talk about that essentially, and I think you even said the word, or there's two words, growth and change. So as part of that continuous evolving, that continuous growth, you have to keep up with what's going on.
Yes.
What's going on in your industry, what's going on in your community. So talk about some of the ways, or perhaps, and by the way, if you don't already know Judy, Judy is a realtor with iRealty here in Central Arkansas. And so in that industry specific, tell us a couple of ways even that just that industry has changed just since you've been in it.
Well, I've been in it a pretty short time.
And things often change pretty quickly though.
But there's continual concerns about the online real estate companies like Zillow, who, just like anything else,
it's not a local,
could put realtors out of business. It could put realtors out of business if we don't have an edge over Zillow's online service. Like same thing with Amazon and Walmart. If Walmart doesn't offer us something better than what Amazon can ship to us, and we can walk to our front door and get it, Walmart will be
it's that convenience factor so many times. So as a local realtor, local business owner, you use the word, you know, having the edge. You have to constantly stay ahead of the game, so to speak, and make sure that you are providing something that's on a leveling up, a leveling up level that will just offer something better, if you will, the best. Don't get that. Offer the best rather than folks choosing to go to an online platform.
Yeah. Well, and whether you're leveling up in your personal life, because sometimes we need to level up in our marriage.
Yes, we
Sometimes
do.
we need to level up in our finances. Sometimes we need to level up as a parent. Okay. Or it's our business or our career. For people that are working 9 to 5, you've got to When I was working for corporations, I always dressed for the next position.
Right.
So I was never wearing what the people in my my specific job were wearing.
Mm-hmm.
I was wearing what my bosses were wearing.
Right.
That's a way that they saw me differently, and it leveled me up
Exactly.
in a corporation.
And there's something about, too, to speak to that, when you're dressing for that next opportunity that you want, you also organically find yourself carrying yourself differently.
Yes.
You speak differently. You behave yourself differently with certain individuals in the room. You might even begin to read certain books or listen to certain podcasts that you might not otherwise. Because in essence, you are preparing yourself. And it reminds me of something that came across my mind this morning in my devotion time. And that was, believe it before you see it.
Yes.
And
that's
so
faith.
It absolutely is. And so I wanted to talk about that a little bit. We do need to take those very real, very practical steps. And this is what I need to do. This is the area where I want to level up. If it's my marriage, this is what I'm going to do, whether it's a date night or, time together in the Word or whatever it might do. But there's a big chunk of that, Judy, that we know is faith, and that we're led by making these decisions, whatever they might be, to level up for us, personally, but that we got to we have to see it, we have to believe it before it manifests itself often.
Yeah, if you don't believe you can achieve something,
right.
You just don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You can write it down as a goal, you can put it on a vision board,
mm-hmm.
You can do all those things, but if you don't believe you can earn that amount of money,
right.
produce that amount of sales, have that kind of marriage,
right,
then it won't happen.
That's
but
right.
You've got to believe it.
That's right. It's reminds me of Charles Swindoll too, talking about attitude. Your attitude determines your altitude.
Your mindset.
Yes, it does. It does.
Attitude,
it
mindset,
does
it's the same thing.
Mindset,
I love
exactly
James
right.
Swindoll.
Oh, he's so good. The other thing to note that we're very aware of, but let's talk about that, is the uncomfortableness of leveling up, what that can kind of cause sometimes, because we all know that change isn't necessarily easy. And even though we might tell ourselves, I want to level up or I need to level up, there's a bit of an uncomfortable uneasiness spot, anxiety for us, right?
Well, and I'm listening to an Audible book right now called Peak Performance.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that they talked about was that at that point that you feel resistance
mm-hmm.
is when you have the most growth.
Oh, that's
and
so
most
true.
of us, when we hit resistance, we say we're not going to do that anymore.
We
I've
stop.
done enough. I've done enough.
Yeah.
But it's pushing past that resistance is where the growth occurs.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, and I've done this for a long time, I highly suggest that you find a mentor or coach to help you level up in whatever area you need to level up in. Right. I have coaches right now in my real estate business. I have mentors who speak into my habits.
Mm-hmm. We all have those.
because if I don't have somebody that will speak the truth to me, mm-hmm. I won't ever grow past this point. So get you a coach.
Yes.
Get you a mentor. Get in a life group if you're at church.
Right.
You should be in a life group. Our church is having life group launch
this weekend. That's
right.
So
if you're anywhere around New Life Church, we're having our life group launch this weekend at every campus.
Yes.
So it's a chance to plug in. And I know that at many of them, they're having somebody that's teaching the Dave Ramsey material for financial peace and financial success. So if you're leveling up in financial, come on over to the church. You don't even have to go to our church. You can just go to that life group.
Right.
But read, listen to podcasts, but get you a coach that'll help you get over that hump.
Yes. I'm going to peek here real quick and say hello to Phyllis.
Oh, that's Mom. Hi, Mom.
And Dorothy, that's my mother-in-law.
Oh, we love when our
Well,
moms
we have some
listen.
good moms.
Yeah.
And hey, Jackie, that's like another mom to me. Jackie's a very good
Very
friend
cool.
in Mississippi. So, ladies, thank you so much for joining. If there's anything that comes to your mind about leveling up, all three of you are full of wisdom.
Yes.
I know, Phyllis, I
Lifetime
may
of
not
wisdom.
know you, but I know Judy. So that means you have wisdom. And I love and adore Dorothy and Jackie both. So, please do comment if there's anything about leveling up that just comes to you that you've experienced or that you think is good advice. Or like Judy said, through the years, if you had a coach or a mentor or have mentored someone, and just the difference that has made, in lives. It's all about helping one another. In the business world, we call that best practices, I guess, and we can call that in our personal lives as well. So again, thank you, ladies, for joining. What else, Judy? Here we are in 2020, and this thing about vision is all over the place, and we're playing on that, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
2020 vision.
Yeah, 2020, that's right.
Everybody's saying it.
And it's great. I love to see the movement, if you will, and the excitement. But how do we keep this going beyond actually today? Beyond 2020, beyond the next 5 or 10 years, how do we sustain and keep ourselves excited and encouraged and beyond? We know hooking ourselves with relationship, with a coach, with a mentor, but what else? Because life just gets in the way sometimes. It just can get tough. So what's some of your advice on just keeping on?
Are you a goal setter?
I am indeed.
Okay. Do you usually hit your goals?
Most of the time, yes.
Yeah.
If I don't, it's because I just really wasn't that focused on it, probably.
Or maybe it wasn't the goal that you really wanted in the end.
Right.
Sometimes we have to change our goals.
Right.
I'm a goal setter, and I generally hit my goals unless I give myself an out. And I did that for years. Gave myself an out, and I wasn't my best those years.
Right.
Because I decided it was too much work.
So perhaps you didn't want it bad enough, or maybe other circumstances, because sometimes things can get in the way.
I wanted it.
You wanted it?
I wanted it.
Okay.
But I didn't want to do the work to get there.
Right.
Okay. So when I saw how hard the work was, I gave myself an out.
Gotcha.
Of why that goal wasn't necessary. That's what I'm not doing now.
Right.
Because I got a coach, and I recognized that I had limited my growth.
Right.
Because I'd made the decision not to move past certain points. So now I'm not doing that. But one of the things I'm doing very specifically is I'm taking my goal and I'm making an action plan that fits into my day. And so I think it's really important to do the hard thing.
Right.
First.
Yes. The thing that we dread, the thing that we procrastinate.
The thing that we're hitting resistance that we need to get beyond that.
I heard it recently, Judy, called non-negotiables.
Yes.
If we set up, and I need to do that, just quite transparently, I've not made my personal list of non-negotiables for this year. And one of my non-negotiables needs to be taking care of myself physically, because I've been out of the gym. I intend to drink my water every day, but I'm not always doing that every day. And so if I will make myself a list of non-negotiables, because so oftentimes, to your point, what we say we want is right here, but our actions are like
goes all around it. It is not
and,
something that will make that happen.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, so we have to, when we say the words leveling up, we have to set those goals, put those non-negotiables in, and
make a plan.
Stay the course.
Very specific. Yeah. One of my goals this year I'll just share a big goal that I have is 52 listings in 2020. I want to sell 52 houses. 52 houses.
Yeah, wow.
I'm behind right now because I've only got one I'm selling, but I'll catch up.
Yeah.
But that said, to do that, I need to make phone calls, texts, emails. I need to have conversations with people.
Right.
We have become a society that is very comfortable with just Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We're just comfortable with it, and we feel like we've done our thing, and that's good enough. I don't need to call anybody. There's a lot of people that don't answer their phones anymore. They will only do texting. Well, to sell 52 houses, I've got to make some phone calls.
Right.
Then I've got to text some people that don't take phone calls.
Right.
But those are things that I'm out of the habit of doing because we're just on social media and we feel all socialed out.
Yeah.
Well,
we've become in this comfort level. We kind of sit and it's easy enough just to kind of scroll and scroll and scroll rather than this right here.
Yeah.
Relationship, face-to-face conversation, building that communication and that commitment to one another. And that's where that's leveling up. It just kind of, it's like we've gotten to kind of that point in society to where we need to step back just a moment and say, you know,
this isn't good enough.
Yeah.
This is not good enough.
And we did exist and build communities and relationships before social media. Not to bash it. We are on social media.
We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
We're going to continue to use it.
But go beyond that.
Right.
Make those phone calls. Connect with those people.
Connections.
One of the coaches I have right now, the thing she says to me at the end of each of our weekly sessions, she says, Judy, you must engage like a human. Engage like a human because we are engaging like machines.
We are.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
We're just scrolling and scrolling and throwing some comments out. We're not really connecting.
Right.
We're just superficial on everything. But engaging like a human, take it to Messenger, have a conversation with one another, grow it. I would love if 5 people called me and wanted me to list their house just because we're sitting here talking on a Facebook Live.
Man, it doesn't work like that.
But no, I don't think it's going to work that way. But yeah, call me if you need to sell a house, if you want to buy it. But that said, if you want to have a relationship with me, that's where I can excel, and that's where I'm different than Zillow. If I'm just on Facebook, I'm not different from Zillow. Right. Exactly. So we got it. The Bible talks about iron sharpening iron. Yes. And it says you rub against one another that we grow as a person and as a business. And I believe that's so important. Yes. You got to have this face-to-face time. That's why we're in several networking groups. And that's another thing I would tell you, if you're leveling up, get out and network.
Yes.
Join
Meet as many people as you can.
Join the chamber. You're in the Maumelle Chamber,
yes,
right? And I'm in the North Little Rock Chamber. Little Rock Chamber is fabulous too. And I've been in the Jacksonville and Cabot chambers, the Benton Bryant. There are lots of chambers, but get in the chambers. We're both in a group called Women Influencers. Here in the Little Rock area, and
Little Rock Power Women.
Little Rock Power Women, and then there's one in Cabot, Women in Leadership in Cabot.
And every community has them. So if you're
but find a place where you can connect with people, because as you connect with them in person, you rub against them and you get ideas. Anytime I'm with Michelle, I just start having ideas.
There's an energy.
Yeah.
There's just a good, positive energy that you cannot get through commenting on Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform. And over time, that relationship of that energy forms, and it's just a beautiful thing.
If you're listening right now, put in the tell us who you last talked to on the phone.
Oh,
tell us who you last talked to on the phone, because we want to know. We want you thinking about who you're talking to on the phone, not a text, a phone call,
an actual phone conversation, right? Yeah. Wow, this has been great, Judy. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I think we will continue to level up with each other, with the other women in our circles. We invite you to do your own leveling up. However that looks best for you. We hope that these tips have been helpful, and be encouraged. If you fall down, get back up. I was at an event last night, and one of the ladies on stage said that sometimes success looks like just getting out of the bed, and that it's okay to give ourselves permission to have those kind of days. Not every day. Dorothy made a comment, so let's look and see. Dorothy talked to her friend Mary in Wyoming.
Way to go, Dorothy.
Yes.
You rock.
Dorothy is such an encourager, and you would love her. And so I'm not surprised that you were on the phone encouraging Mary, because I know that's what you did.
Well, and if we can help you level up, if there's some way that Michelle or I can, feel free to reach out to us.
Absolutely.
Because we're committed to engaging like humans.
That's right. We are.
Go Amy. I'm trying to engage like a human. That's my coach, Amy.
Your coach?
Yeah.
Shout out to Amy. We're going to wrap it up. Before we do, I want to say a very special thank you to Maumelle Florist and Every Blooming Thing. Judy will actually have Elizabeth, one of the owners of that florist, on her show on Monday morning at 11:30. Is it still 11:30?
Yeah, it's a lot on Facebook.
Be sure to like Judy's page to get more encouragement, and you'll meet Elizabeth. And I don't know if y'all have noticed these flowers back here, but Elizabeth put these together. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors, and I love these little vases, this little ribbed square vase. Beautiful, vibrant colors. Maumelle Florist and Gifts is located in Gifts. That's not right. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Maumelle Florist and Every Blooming Thing is located on Club Manor here in Maumelle, and they also have a location in Sherwood. And so, guys, that's right, on 107. If you've not ordered your Valentine flowers yet, you need to go ahead and order those. I was talking to Elizabeth yesterday, and they are filling up on orders, but they can take a few more. So,
and she's going to be offering a discount on my show.
Oh,
so
she
if you watch my
Okay.
show,
There
you can get a discount.
Look, we didn't even plan this. See how things just kind of work out when you work together in person? So special thanks, and I will go ahead and share too that Maumelle Florist and Every Blooming Thing is an official sponsor of Fruitful Fridays.
That's
every
fabulous.
Friday.
Yes.
So another shout out there, and you can also find my cookbook there at both locations.
Really?
My cookbook is there. So just a little bit of a plug there, but very special thanks again to the florist. Elizabeth did a beautiful job. And Judy, these are for you.
Thank you. I love flowers.
You get to take those home.
Nice.
She wasn't expecting that.
No, I wasn't. I love to come to see you because you're a gift giver. You are.
I like giving. So
Yeah.
you just enjoy those.
Thank you.
Well, again, everyone, oh wait, just a second. Phyllis commented, she talked to her friend Bruce Crockett
Okay.
on the phone.
Okay.
Yay, Phyllis. Thank you.
Way to go, Mom.
We appreciate our moms commenting like
Yes.
that.
Our biggest cheerleaders.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you again for joining. Thank you for following Southern Inspirations. Please share this video. Please invite all of your friends to like the Southern Inspirations page. There's much more coming, sharing good stories throughout 2020. And I just appreciate your support. So see y'all later. Live life, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.